Hey everybody, Thorn Rivers here. Just doing a quick chat. Just bear with me as I try to pull up the side chat here. Yeah. Oh wow, got some people out there. Warsaw Patriot and Crazy Scotsman are having a chat on the side chat with themselves here. They're talking about the red flag bill, yeah, and the other bill. It's 71 HR 7115, which I think Coda Boy did a video on earlier in song, as well as the firearms guy. Hey Scotsman, I don't have email up right now. If you want a link, let me know. Try and pull up my email here. Jet001, how you doing? I'm glad you all can make it. We got 5 watching. Like I said, it's going to be a short one. I got a couple things to talk about. I do have some links down below if you check them out. Big Johnson's video earlier today and the Walther recall site. So let me take care of Scotsman here. See if I can do this. Oh no, I lost my freaking internet. I lost the side chat. Well, this is going to hell in a handbasket fast. Somehow I closed out my side chat and everything else. I cannot get it back. I may have to reboot this and start over. See if that'll work. Bear with me. Technical difficulties. Amateur at the wheel. I got Chrome started back up now. If I can just get to my channel. Bear with me. Like I said, amateur hour here. We are flying by the seat of our pants. Okay. Keith Gregory jumped in. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm having a bad night here already. Let's see. I can pull up my Gmail. Wow, computer's running slow too. Good thing I got an appointment for Monday to get it back in the shop. There we go. Sent that out. Ooh, a couple people jumping in here. Got Matthew Stepp, Josh Benware, David Bowling, and Warsaw still out there. How y'all doing? Let's see here. Josh, I'll send you a link as well. So, well, just give me a shout if you jump in here, because I don't see anybody coming in the chat room. East Tennessee. Yeah, East Tennessee. I don't know if you got any snow there. We got some snow here today. It was fun. Josh says it's cold down in Texas. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Walther. Vash Matrix just jumped in and asked that. This is my Walther PPS M2, and I doubt you're gonna be able to see it, but there's a little supposed to be a little mill mark there if it's been repaired or fixed. So it was not, and so I got to send it back. And the Walther link did not help me. I tried to get a hold of them on their phone number, and nobody answered. But it was too late, and it's just a real clusterfuck. And the whole thing with Walther is that they're supposed to give you a mailing address to send it to them. Well, I don't know whether it's my email or my Chrome or whatever, but it didn't take. And so I sent them an email and they never replied. So I guess everybody went home for the weekend. So, but yeah, we got a couple people jump in here. We got the crazy Scotsman jumped in, and Josh Benware. If you guys go ahead, Scotsman, introduce yourself if you need one.
I hope I don't need an introduction with everyone that's out there, but
Yeah, I was gonna say everybody out there probably knows you.
but I appreciate it, man. Good to be here, brother. Good to talk to you. Good to see Josh. Hey, brother.
What's going on, y'all?
Oh, not much. Like I said, I just want to do a quick VR or a quick live chat because I got work in the morning. Some stupid reason I said yeah I'd come in on a Saturday. So getting close to Christmas and I want some extra money.
I was gonna
Okay.
say you're trying to build the funds.
Yeah, yeah, you gotta get some money in the pocket. Plus I want to buy a new gun, so you know. And the Walther bit didn't help that at all because that's a nice slim concealed carry gun, and there's only a couple others that I liked that when I bought this one, and one of them was the 43 and the other one was the XDS, which my son bought. So I may have to borrow his gun for a while. But yeah, it's it's a mess. I know other people were having trouble getting a hold of Walther, and they say 6 to 8 weeks. So you send it into them, and it's going to take you 6 to 8 weeks to get it back. That's if you're lucky, I guess.
Wow, yeah, that's quite the period of time for sure.
Yeah, so I I do have an idea of what I want to buy. I don't know if I told anybody before, but I did get to shoot a certain gun, and I like or not shoot, but I did get to hold a certain gun, and I just want to try and get a good price for it at my local dealer because I do have gift cards for it, and that's always a nice way to do it is get gift cards for Christmas and birthday and go buy a new gun. So
Yeah, I've never had that happen.
yeah, yeah, we'll have to get you some gift cards for your local shop or wherever you buy your guns.
I buy 99% online. I can find them so cheap.
Oh, yeah, I'm not as savvy with that stuff.
Well, you got my number.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's problem is I usually don't have cash. Like I said, I get gift cards. So people ask me what I want. Say, give me a gift card to the local gun shop. So I get gift cards for birthday and Christmas, and birthday's only a month or so or less after Christmas. So it's like, ooh, that's pretty cool. I can go buy a new gun. I know the one year I actually bought 2 guns, so I was real happy. But oh, Gunbroker Jet says, oh, we got Rich White jumped in out there.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Gunbroker.
Yeah,
I can find them cheaper than Gunbroker easy.
and like I said, I never tried online. I don't know how to do that because I believe you still have to go through an FFL somewhere.
You do. You still got your FFL transfer fee and all that, but
Yeah.
even that, I usually still save 100 to 150 bucks on
Oh
average.
wow, that's insane.
Sometimes more. I just found one that I've been looking for a while, and I thought I'd found it pretty cheap prior to that, and then I found another $70 cheaper.
Wow.
So yeah, that'll be that's one on the list. I haven't got it yet, but it's on the list.
Yeah, Keith Craigie says arms list. Patriot says arms list is dangerous. We got lever guns jumped in there too. So what's new with you guys? Anything?
Shit. Just got my new front sight for my CZ in today and the yellow front sight because I didn't like the red one, so much better. I need to do a freaking AK video. I got that AK back last week finally and still haven't made a video on it, but that's all that I got going on besides freaking work like crazy, but
Yeah. Did you get any snow down there?
snow. What the fuck is that?
Oh, yeah. We got.
I,
We.
I live in Corpus, man. We've had it snowed in 2001, and that was the first time that we actually had snow that stayed on the ground and didn't melt before it hit the ground. That was the first time we had snow in 100 years, over 100 years. And then last year it snowed a little bit again, which was a freaking miracle. And those are the only 2 times in my life I've ever seen snow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's insane. I think everywhere I've ever been, I've seen snow every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not here.
Even when I was in Southern Cal, I saw snow, but I had to go up into Joshua Tree National Park to see it. But I did see snow. And almost got stuck in it with the. I kind of slid off the road, but I rocked and rolled out of there, so it was pretty cool. But yeah, we got our first real snow yesterday, or this I guess last night, this morning, whatever you want to call it. It came in. So, I know Scotsman gets plenty of snow up where he's at.
Yeah, so far we've only had a little bit, and we had some ice rain the other night, but that's it. Ice rain's the one that gets you.
Yeah, that's worse. We had that to start with, and then it changed to snow. That's just a freaking mess.
Yep, black ice everywhere.
Yeah, I'd rather deal with 6 inches of snow. Oh, it's just crazy. Yeah, and oh, I saw you in Warsaw talking politics going on earlier, so I figured I'd throw that out there too, because
Yeah, I was just telling them, make sure you contact all your representatives and that, because that's the only way we're going to get this taken care of.
yeah,
We got to fight back and fight hard.
it's crazy that they won the House and now they want to try and push all of this stuff through,
Yep.
and it's dangerous. And in my state, the Democrats won pretty much across the board, and there's so much talk about what they want to do and what they're going to try and push through. And the scary part is the governor will sign it, and I know that, and I'm just worried what they're going to say because there's a bill in our state right now that's uh, makes it illegal to carry a loaded firearm in a car, and that's even if you have an FFL or whatever, or I mean CC a license to carry, basically, even if you have that. So
That makes zero sense.
yeah, because the thing was, there was somebody that was shot and killed as a result of a road rage incident. So they want to try and ban you from carrying a loaded gun in a car to avoid road rage incidents. And it's like, you know how rare that is, first of all. Second of all, you know how many people carry legally in a car with a loaded firearm? If you
Yeah,
don't,
it's insane.
yeah, if you don't have a
Are
loaded
they?
firearm, what is it? You know, it's a brick.
So what are they? So what they're saying is even if it's in a holster on you, no matter where it's at, it has to be unloaded. So in other words, before you get in the car, you have to unload your firearm and
Right.
then reload it whenever you get out, or what?
Yeah, and you want to talk about an accident waiting to happen.
Well, yeah, that's easy to do. You know, someone has the finger in the wrong spot as they rack it, whatever.
Yeah. So,
See problems with that all the time at the range. People they go to rack their gun at the range and they got the finger in the trigger already and they rack the gun. I'm
oh,
like, dude, no, don't
mhm.
do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're asking for more trouble here, and they just, well, the problem is they're ignorant to firearms in general.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I've seen one Rage Roads incident when I was Sorry, when I was in Georgia. We had one thing happen like that too. One guy got shot because he pulled in front of the other guy, slowed down, whatever, and they drove almost 3.5, 4 miles, just shooting each other back and forth.
jeez.
Oh yeah, and it ended up at a gas station and a McDonald's, and it was across the street from where I worked. We saw like, I think there was probably 4 or 5 police cars, and this guy was just absolutely blasted away. The guy literally ran up the car. He'd already been shot a couple of times through the window, ran into the McDonald's, I think it was, and the guy followed him in and just blasted him away in the McDonald's, and then got back in his car and started to drive away.
Jeez. Oh, that's crazy.
All because the guy pulled in front and one, just like, come on, dude, really?
Yeah.
Well, the only road rage incidents we've had with firearms here locally, for the most part, is a judge. He has gotten in trouble twice already for pulling guns on people in road rage incidents. One of our judges, Judge Guy Williams, look him up, and he got in trouble twice for pulling guns on people in traffic incidents at stoplights, like pulling guns on people for whatever reason. And then recently he got arrested for I think he started some trouble, and then he got caught drinking and driving with firearms and all sorts of stuff. And since he's in trouble, he's not supposed to have firearms, and he's a judge.
How does he still have a license at this point?
Because he's a judge.
No. How does he have a license to be a judge? He shouldn't. That should be revoked.
Yeah.
Well, he got away with the 2 road rage incidents. He got away with them, and one of the attorneys that represented him, who's a damn good criminal defense attorney, who I work side by side with because I work with Texas Law Shield, and he's one of our program attorneys. He got him off, but he gets anybody off with anything because he's a badass attorney. But he was just like, I just can't believe it took that long for this to happen. Like, he was surprised that Judge Guy Williams didn't snap sooner and do this shit. That's all he was surprised about.
Jeez.
Yeah. Warsaw is out there and he's talking about the Maryland incident. So the Maryland incident,
Yeah.
we'll do this real quick, and then obviously, Phil, this is your chat, man. But
Yeah, I was going to bring that up anyway.
Warsaw, basically what happened was the guy had a class 3 item that he should not have had because he didn't register it in the state of Maryland, which they have to in Maryland. Was not registered, so they went to go get his guns. but they could have done things so differently. They didn't have to show up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
If you show up at 5 o'clock in the morning at my door, I'm probably gonna have a gun in my hand.
Right.
But there's a lot of things that could have been definitely both with him and with the cops themselves. But basically, he had an item, an NFA item that he should not have had because he didn't register it, didn't do it the proper way. So they went to go confiscate the rest of what he had. So that was it. Anyway, go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, that incident, I did catch some of that. I saw videos on it. I think Coda Boy mentioned it, and I also saw it online, and I think it was Facebook or somewhere, and read about it. And yeah, they come in at 5 o'clock in the morning. You go to most people's doors at 5 o'clock in the morning, you're going to get greeted with somebody with a gun, especially where I live. This neighborhood, you come out at 5 o'clock in the morning, banging on their door, they're going to greet you with a gun. And I guess it just escalated from there, and the person in question that had the red flag law, I guess, against them ended up dead. And there's a case where I saw somebody mention, we were talking about the road rage and the bill that's going through now, that they want to get rid of having the guns in the car, loaded guns in the car. They said saves one life. There's an instance where that could have saved the life by not going to the guy's house at 5 a.m. and banging on his door and wanting his guns.
Yep.
So, because I guarantee you, come knocking on my door at 5 a.m., I'm probably going to have a gun in my hand too.
Yep. And Patriot, it was actually one of his family members that called and ratted him out. But yeah, he had an NFA item that he should not have had.
Yeah, that is so dangerous. The red flag law, I think that would be called it's kind of aptly named red because it's a communist law, I think, and you're going to have people turning in each other to get brownie points with the government or whatever. But
yeah, it's sad, man.
It's a bad idea all over, because it was originally supposed to be professionals and stuff that were allowed to do this, but now it's just about anybody, especially in Maryland, I understand, where anybody can call in and say you have a problem and you have guns, and they'll come out and want to take your guns. And the problem is that the people don't even know that you're coming for their guns, and you come banging on their door in the wee hours in the morning. Of course, they're going to have a gun with them because you're not expecting something like that.
See, the thing that doesn't make sense to me is even on the form that we have to fill out, the 4473, I think it is. Is that what the form's called?
Yep.
That you fill out when you buy a gun, and it says on there, one of the things that you have to check off. It says if you have been institutionalized if you've been put in a mental institute and not yourself, but unwillingly, not.
Yeah.
If you've been forced into a mental institute because you had to go without your permission or whatever, then you can't buy a gun. So why is it different with people just being able to report you and say, "Oh, I think he's crazy"? Well, you haven't been put in a mental institute, so what gives them the right just to? I don't know. That whole thing just doesn't make sense. How they can get? I don't understand how they can get away with that.
Yeah.
Because even if you called and had that person and reported that person, and the police came and took your guns away, that person can still go buy a gun because they were never put in an institute against their will.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's guilty until proven innocent, because they come in, they take your guns, and you can't get them back until you prove your innocence, and then it's up to the people that have them if they want to give them back to you. It's crazy.
But see, they could come. But what I'm saying is, they could come and take your guns, but you can still go and buy guns, even though they came and took away your guns. You can still go buy them because you could still pass through that form. You were never involuntarily put in a mental hospital. So that's what doesn't make sense to me. It just I don't know.
The whole thing is bad. It is really bad, and the was it the NRA, the ILA, or whatever it is, and the other gun organizations really need to fight this, and that's where I think the NRA is losing people, is because they're not fighting for the rights of the people that they're supposed to be fighting for, and this is just one instance of it.
Yeah, and they've been lacking more and more over the years. That's why, like Milcert Mike and a bunch of others, go GOA and other places, all these other associations, because those are actually fighting. NRA ain't doing squat.
Yeah, it seemed they've gotten too political or too big or whatever, but they're not doing what they were supposed to be doing.
They're getting their pockets lined.
Yeah.
What they do.
Yep. But yeah, that's just a bad law, because anybody can turn you in, and then if it's a marriage counselor or whatever, somebody like that, it's like, how can you go to a marriage counselor or a counselor in general and expect to open up and tell them things that's bothering you when you have in the back of mind, you think, well, are they going to turn me into a red flag and come and get my guns because something I say? It's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. And the governor here is trying to push a red flag law. I can tell you right now, if a red flag law comes here, I'm out of here. I ain't sticking around. I'm gone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's why I'm always I want to do political stuff on my channel, and I would like to speak about political stuff and go off on things and say a lot of shit, that, is somewhat controversial or whatever. But it just kind of scares me in the end, because I doubt it would happen in Texas, but then again, you can't really know for sure. But if something like that were to happen in Texas, and then they were to go look through my old YouTube videos, and I forgot that I said something that's, controversial or whatever, that they find, to be kind of nuts or whatever, and they come and take away my guns just because of some old video that I put up. That shit kind of scares me. So it's like I've always tried to avoid the political stuff and all that stuff on my channel because of that,
Yeah, I tried to stay away from it for a while, and then it just got to me. It's like, I don't care. I figure there's not a whole lot of people that watch my channel, and there's not a whole lot of people that, if they're watching my channel, it's not because they're a troll. So I figure, well, I'll go ahead and talk about it, because I try to deal mainly in facts, and I'll give my opinion, and I'll state it's my opinion. And I mean, that's the other thing we're getting down to, is that when are they going to have the thought police? When are you going to be not allowed to think what you want to think?
It's probably going to happen at some point.
Yeah. So that's something that scares me. So, but yeah, we want to try and call out the side chat here real quick. We did pick up some people I saw. Bash Matrix, Walter Miner, Prepping to Endure, Gunlummy Grandpa Stanley, JH586 is in the house, Rich White, and Rich White wants you to come to West Virginia. I see. Said maybe, huh?
Hey, you never know, man. You never know.
Yeah, they seem to be a lot more tolerant than a lot of other states. So.
Yeah, West Virginia, Kentucky, Georgia. I might go back to Georgia. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's what I
Got to
mean.
be a gun-loving state.
Yeah, I don't know where PA is kind of still is, but I'm afraid of where it's going. A lot of bad things happening here, especially in the last election. So,
Yeah, I saw that comment from Governor Kasich about him trying to introduce a red flag law instead of basically what they want to do is bring the stand your ground law back to Ohio and give you that 100%. No matter what, you don't have to retreat no more. And he's like, nope, I don't want that. I want a red flag law.
yeah.
And you know what, Governor Kasich, I met him almost 5 years ago. I shook his hand. He told me he was all supporting guns, and he just turned around and flipped like that. And I'm sorry, man, you shook my hand and said you supported guns, so either step up or step out.
Yeah. We got Will from Just in Time Prepping come in too. Yeah, that's the thing that I think politicians kind of flip flop and they do what they need to do to get reelected, unfortunately, and they become career politicians. And I think that's where we are now with the House and the Senate is we have so many congressmen and senators that are lifelong politicians that haven't had a job anywhere else other than politics, and that's what they do. And they need to be, have term limits put on them. You have a term limits for president, but you don't have a term limits for congressmen and senators. I just don't get it.
Yeah, term limits have to be put in place. Have
Yeah,
to.
and I think the only way it's going to happen though is by the grassroots movement, where we get enough petition signees to actually push it through. Because my understanding is if you get enough voters, they can put it on a referendum for the election, and it can be passed by a general populace vote, and it
Correct.
doesn't have
Yep.
to go through the Congress and Senate
Yep.
because
Correct. Yep.
they're never going to do it.
Yeah.
Why would they?
I forget what the number is. But yeah, you're right. If we get enough signatures, yeah, they have to pass it.
Yeah, yeah, because that's the thing. It's term limits is what we need to for a checks and balance, just to keep these career politicians out of office, because it's just ridiculous. You got a guy that's been in Congress or the Senate for 60 years. Really? Come on now.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. The last time I sent Governor Kasich an email was when they introduced the bill trying to ban assault weapons in Ohio.
Mm.
And it was about probably 2 weeks later, I finally got an email back from him, and he ignored everything I said and just blurted off everything that he was talking about prior. And you know what? If he even tries to push this bill through for a red flag law, I'm probably going to drive down and go see the man. Because I'm not going to stand for that. I will go see the man because he shook my hand. And you know what? You give me your word on something, you don't go back on your word, dude. That to me, that's just And I will drive down and go see the man. It might not do any good, but I'll spend the time, the money, and the gas to go do it and get my point across. I will be heard.
Yeah, it's crazy that the politicians, they don't listen to the constituents that voted them into office anymore, and they do whatever they have to do to get reelected, and that it just drives me crazy because they really need to be for the people that they put them into office, and they just aren't.
Well, what they don't understand too is with all these types of laws they're trying to push through, how many people are going to be out of jobs?
Yeah,
The industry is huge. They push through, just say for whatever, just say it happens for whatever reason, HR 7115 goes through. How many companies are going out of business? How many jobs are going to be lost?
yeah,
It's insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's the thing. They don't think about that at all because there are so many people that rely on firearms manufacturers and accessories because that's what they're targeting is the 80% builds, and they're I think they're trying to say it's for 3D modeling, 3D printing, which really has nothing to do with 80% builds, but it all gets thrown into it because you got to watch Coda Boy's video if you want to know a little more about it because he did a good job on it, and it's the idea that they're banning parts and pieces to builds for ARs or Glocks or whatever you have, and they're 80% lowers or whatever, and they they don't know what they're talking about at all. The politicians don't.
Well, they're also banning home gunsmithing.
Yeah, yeah,
So you can't polish a trigger. You can't put something together. You can't. Technically, you breaking your gun apart and put it back together. That's gunsmithing.
hmm
So you technically can't clean your gun. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's getting beyond ridiculous. And there was a comment out there about Kasich that he's done his term already. Yeah, Kasich has already said in the last year that he wants to go for president,
Oh man.
and that ain't gonna happen. Mm-mm. That man is something else, dude.
Yeah, that's bad when you do something like that because, like I said, you I don't know. Maybe it's just me or whatever, but I think if you say something, you got to stand by it.
Yeah, no, that's it. When you all right, so I was at a grand opening at the store that I worked at the time. There was probably 2,500, maybe 3,000 people there. When you stand up and say you support the Second Amendment, you support hunting, you support, you know, conservation and doing this the right way and all that, and then you flip 2 years later and say, no, I don't want this. I want this, blah, 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 blah. All those people will remember what you said.
Yeah, they're kind of hoping you don't remember. Uh, yeah, we got HRM weapons machinists out there, and I believe it's the HR 7115 is the bill that we're talking about.
Yep, HR 7115. Yep.
Yeah, because he wants to know who's trying to ban the home gunsmithing, and it's the Democrats that are in office right now. So,
Yep, they snuck the bill in while everyone was concerned about voting.
hmm yeah, they always seem to wait until your attention's somewhere else, preoccupied.
Yep, that's how they do it. I mean, that bill for the assault weapons ban is still on the books for Ohio. It just hasn't gone anywhere, and it probably won't.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the redneck prepper just came in too. Yeah, or at least I just saw him. So, what's that? Oh, I lost it. Warsaw, yeah, total dictatorship. Yeah, that's the problem. Is that the new Democratic Party or the the ideas that they have are very socialistic and very communistic, but they call it progressive, and it's just a play on words, really.
That's all it is. To them, it's a game and how they stay in their job.
Exactly, and they want to stay in power, and that's the problem. It's not gun control; it's power control, and they want to be in control of the power. So
Hence why the Second Amendment was put in place.
exactly, because it's not for deer hunting; it's for a tyrannical government. So
And they are supposed to be there for the people, elected by the people, for the people.
Exactly.
Put your thumb out your ass and do your goddamn job.
Yep. I don't think it's their thumb. I think it's something located a little higher and a little bigger.
Yeah, I was trying to be nice. Tried.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's. So anybody that doesn't know though, Walther does have a recall going on now for the PPSM2. I got the links down below for Big Johnson's Guns and Gear. He did a PSA about it, and I also have the Walther link. So check that out. So if you happen to have one and it's not milled in the bottom like this one, you got to send it back or it could go off when you drop it. So, which I don't remember if I dropped that gun or the other one, but I did. I know I dropped something and it didn't go off, which I was happy about. So, because I was trying to get it out of the holster and put it away, and it dropped onto the floor and nothing went bang, so I was happy. But they say there is a possibility that the PPSM2 will go off if you drop it. So check that out and get them sent back in. It'll take you 6 to 8 weeks to get it back if you can get the stupid mailing label, which I haven't gotten yet. So, but I'm gonna wrap things up because I got to get up at 4:30 or so. But oh, Midas Welby jumps in. How you doing? So, Captain Shark. So, I just wanted to thank everybody for coming out and checking us out. And like I said, be aware of that recall from Walther and go put some pressure on your elected officials and get them to not do stupid things if you can, because it's the red flag laws and laws where you can't carry a loaded gun in a car, even if you have a concealed carry permit, is crazy. So, but go ahead and do some outros, Scotsman.
Appreciate you having me. That's all I got.
Well, thanks for being here. I appreciate you coming on board. Josh.
I just wish Trey Gowdy was our president and Ted Cruz was our vice president. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a dream in my opinion. But now, I was going to ask you real quick. The Walther, does it have to be hit in the same way that the SIG gets hit in a very specific place for
I
it to
don't
go
know.
off?
I haven't seen anything on that, but
Yeah, they haven't really released what it is. All they said is that there's a possibility if dropped it could go off.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things that they're not telling you a whole lot of information.
More than likely, it's something very similar to the SIG.
Yeah, because that's, like I said, I'm very disappointed and not happy with the fact that it's going to take 6 to 8 weeks, and the fact that I have a gun that I can't trust it now because what happens if I drop it? I'm going to get shot. Or somebody else is going to get shot accidentally.
Does
So
does the PPS have as light of a trigger or close or around as light of a trigger as the PPQ? Is it about that light or?
well, I don't have a PPQ, but I'm going to say it's probably a 5.5 to 6 pound trigger.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, it's not a light trigger. I have a trigger gauge around here somewhere. I probably should do that before I send it out, just to see what the trigger pull is on it and see if it changes.
Does it
But
have
yeah,
a trigger safety?
yeah,
Like like
yeah, it does have the trigger safety. I don't know if you can see it there. It has
yeah,
the little dingus or whatever you call it.
yeah.
So it does have the trigger safety, which I don't know. It's I don't know if it's the same as the other manufacturers or whatever, but it's very similar. and I don't know why there's a problem. I do know that on the back end, you can kind of see it protruding out as you pull the trigger. The striker, there's a striker pin or whatever, comes out the back end. So I don't know if that's something to do with it or not.
Is
But I
that
know
only
it's,
as you pull the trigger?
yeah, it's, you can see it, that it's like a loaded, or not a loaded, it's a like a cock indicator, and then as you pull the trigger, that comes back and it sticks out, and it means the striker's under pressure or whatever, and then as you release the trigger, it goes in. So I don't know whether that's part of the design flaw or whatever, but yeah, I know other manufacturers do not have that. So, but hopefully they'll figure it out. So, but I just want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you guys for coming in and stopping in on the chat, and thank everybody in the side chat, and anybody watching on the replay, thank you for watching. So, till we meet again.